Yeah, so yesterday, man, it may not be yesterday, maybe a few days ago, I seen like I got the notification of Vlad TV interview, or maybe I was scrolling through YouTube and I seen a YouTube video of Vlad TV, and I didn't click on it, but it was something to the effect of like such and such rapper, such and such whatever, explains killing a man in self-defense with his girlfriend, killing a home intruder in self-defense with his girlfriend, or something like that. Wasn't really interested in watching that video because I had never heard of the person at the time. And then I seen that same person that he was interviewing, like taking a picture like with his jewelry and a bunch of money and like what looked like a crime scene, just blood everywhere, right? And I kind of put two and two together based on what I seen earlier and then seen that picture. And so it turns out this particular rapper was somebody broke into their house trying to kill him, and his girlfriend basically shot that person, and he died. And fast forward probably a week after that interview, or less than a week after that interview, maybe a few days later, this same rapper is splattered over all these hip-hop blog sites everywhere and on social media that he was gunned down. Let's just say with extreme prejudice. They shot a lot of times in his car at close range, and he didn't make it. He didn't survive. Whatever. I like to say whatever, because that's unfortunate. And so now, with that being the news, now you see a lot about this particular rapper, this kid, and they highlighted a part of that interview with Vlad where I think Vlad asked him, "Are you worried about retaliation or anything like that?" Which is a bait question. As far as like an interviewer, as far as interviewing goes, it's a bait question. But we'll get back to that. And his response was something to the effect of, "No, I'm not worried about them. They broke. I ain't worried about them. One of me is like 20 of them." Was his quote, something like that. Which is not a very wise thing a wise way to think about something like that when somebody's trying to kill you, because somebody who's broke or who has nothing to lose, those are the people who will do you bad quickly because they got nothing to lose. So like thinking that, hey, they broke, so I'm not worried about that, is not the way you should look at it. Now, with that being said, I've interviewed hundreds of people, from NFL football player Hall of Famers or future Hall of Famers, rappers, Paul Wall, and Wyatt Lucci, countless people, local celebrities, reality stars, business owners. I've interviewed hundreds of people. In fact, I have this thing that I do when I'm interviewing like a rapper, and a rapper who has like a lot of money on him, or he bragging, or he raps about having a lot of money or being a hustler. I have this thing where I kind of bait them into giving me money because it's fun. It's funny because it's kind of like me taking a shot at their bravado where they have to oblige me. So I just like, oh, you get money, you can't really spend that money. If you can't give me $500, and then been cases where rappers or people who I'm interviewing would give me money because it's on the spot and the camera's on you, and it's like an interview trick that I kind of do to be funny, but I keep the money. And the reason why I bring that up is watching Vlad TV when he's interviewing, and it seems like he's only doing it when he interviews rappers, but I could be wrong, where he asks you questions where it's kind of like a shot to your ego. So you're going to answer it maybe too truthfully, or answer it solely or strictly from a place of ego. And I can't put all the onus on Vlad because these people they interviewing are grown men, but it's also him understanding that these people are speaking in ego. He understands that a lot of these guys are not media trained, that he's going to be interviewing the people who, or he's understanding he's asking these questions that he's going to get an answer that's going to be provocative. The thing is, when you're looking for an answer that's going to be provocative and you don't care about their outcome later when they leave those doors, it gets a little dicey. It gets a little shaky, you know? And this is the case of that. This is the case of that. It gets a little dicey. It gets a little shaky. And it's kind of like, it kind of gives you like an uneasy feeling, because it's kind of like Vlad is really not of this culture, you know, and or he's not of the culture at all. He doesn't really care about your well-being after that. So like me as an interviewer, I've interviewed, like I said, I've interviewed hundreds of people, and I've interviewed some real serious people who do serious things. And there's a certain line that I'll walk, especially when I know these people they look like me, they come from my similar walks of life, that I won't ask them certain questions, because I don't want them to say, I sometimes will save them from themselves, because I don't want them to say anything that's going to incriminate them or that's going to put them in moral harm's way. And so like, you don't have to do that as an interviewer. You err on that side a lot of the times when you come from that particular culture, or you from that environment, or people, or you care about these people's lives, even if you don't know them. You kind of err on that side of caution. But when you somebody like Vlad TV, or you somebody like, or even like academics, or somebody who is an immigrant and he grew up very much in his house, or a host of other people who are not really of the culture. Some people who black and they look like us, but they not of the culture. They're not of the culture. Even if just because you look like us don't mean that you of the culture. So, but anyway, I'm not gonna go too deep down that rabbit hole. But Vlad TV is a prime example of a platform that we help build by subscribing and watching his videos. And I watch his videos. I still watch his videos. But it's one of those things where, and I don't want to blame him for somebody's death, and I don't want to blame him for violence or even violence in rap music, because this is one of those things where it's what comes first, the chicken or the egg kind of thing, where I can't say that he perceives the violence or the violence precedes him, because it all works like in a continuous circle. But I only bring that up to say there's some responsibility of Vlad or anybody who's interviewing people to preserve the people that you're interviewing, because you want them to be as open and honest or vulnerable, and to get the most out of that median without them putting themselves in harm's way, putting themselves where they can be arrested or any of these things, man. And it's, I don't know, man. Just random, sitting in my car, just thinking about that. But you know what? While y'all out there doing whatever it is that you're doing, I'll be in the house or in the bathroom. Boo boo. I'm out.